Greetings and salutations, folks. My name's Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2, where there's still a little bit of overlap due to the mistake I made a couple days ago, where I accidentally attempted to record gameplay footage and didn't. There's still one more thing for us to do, which I did not do last time because my real life time and my video game time sometimes do not permit the one to exist without the other. In short, I ran out of video game time. So let us assemble our crew. We're going to take Evelyn, Anders, of course, because we need a healer, and yeah, I feel like this is going to be probably our team for the whole game. And I feel like a lot of that is because of the constant judging of your allies. Like, Mass Effect is a lot cleaner in regards to this respect. In that, like, they never are constantly judging you. Whereas, like, Dragon Age, they're constantly making decisions about you, which makes it feel like the best way to play the game. Invisible sisters, you're clearly visible. I can see you. Oh, no. Let's attack you. Which makes it seem like it's better to choose a party that's going to be less judgmental about the decisions you make, or, at the very least, a party of people who you're not necessarily worried about maintaining the best of, like, you don't necessarily need them to care about you the most. But, like, this particular group, for instance, I'm already maxed out friendship with Aveline. I'm doing slightly well with Anders, and I'm almost maxed out with Varric. Whereas, like, other characters are just constantly being judgmental about whatever I do. Which makes it seem as though a lot of the quests are already turnoffs for those characters, regardless of what you do. So it feels like you're being punished for participating in the game. Especially since sometimes it's hard to tell when certain characters are going to be upset with you and when certain characters aren't. And it's a lot cleaner in Mass Effect, in the Mass Effect games, when most of the decisions that you're being affected on are the decisions that happen in between settings. Although I suppose in both cases, like in Mass Effect, you are the hero of the tale. Oh my gosh. Whereas, like, with Dragon Age, you're the hero, but I don't remember this sequence. Oh, are these the people that are pretending to be mage hunters, but they don't really know what they're doing? But, like, in Mass Effect, you're clearly doing the thing that is going to... You're clearly fighting the enemy that's about to destroy the world. Whereas here, in this scenario, like, in Act 1, your only goal was to become profitable. To make money. Why are there so many quest markers on the minimap? Do I really need to note the location of all of these dead bodies? This quest has already become sketchy on the details. Let's take a look at that. Secondary, no. Premium, no. Side quests? Search Kirkwall for more assassins hunting sketch? Alright, so I'll probably just run into them on accident. Nope. So it's understandable that the characters aren't necessarily on board for everything you do in this game, because you're just kind of like this somebody who showed up working for profit, trying to make a name for yourself. So they're not necessarily going to agree with everything you do. But in practical terms, in more practical gameplay terms, it does affect who you decide to bring over. Alright, Anders, you can heal me. Who you take along with you. To any particular situation, especially if they're constantly disagreeing with you on every single quest. It becomes an interruption on the gameplay itself. Like, and that ends up resulting, like, because Mass Effect has a different approach to who your allies are that isn't quite as bothersome. Like, it's easier to just be like, I'm gonna swap out party members. I'm gonna take this crew instead of that crew. Because you're less focused on them as characters and more focused on them as gameplay. Which you can almost argue, you can also argue as a negative on Mass Effect and more positive on Dragon Age, because it emphasizes the role-playing aspect of the game. Because if you're focused on them as characters as opposed to gameplay, then you're focused on that storyline aspect. Oh look! Shades, I would not have expected them. Okay, so this is now the part where I've already played it before, I'm just playing it again. But that's fine. I will just pretend to be surprised by the things that happen in this quest. Will I do a good job pretending? Probably not. But then I would argue that at some point there has to be a balance between gameplay and story, between aesthetics and function. Because ultimately, I feel like I would want to play as a group that has multiple characters. Oh, by the way.
What are they talking about?
I just kind of clicked right through that. A thank you note. Gascard, thank you kindly for your last shipment. It arrived in almost perfect condition. The requested payment is on its way. Please use the artifact with care. The creatures can be difficult to control, even for an experienced mage. A pleasure doing business. Your friend.
What creatures are they talking about? The Shades?
I don't know what other creatures you're expecting to find. Oh look, they've got a sack here. Who would have expected a sack? And stairs that go nowhere, or at the very least, stairs that are inaccessible to you. Oh, hold on. Are you just a rage demon by yourself?
Raiding the estate met that particular reception.
Oh no, they've actually mentioned the Shades and the Rage Demon in their report. Or the Rage Demon was there, and the guards were like, awful, seems like an awful big fireplace you've got there. And Gascard is like, oh yes, Lots of fire. Definitely not a rage demon standing right there. Now here's the question then. Guys, what are you doing outside in the... Oh my gosh. Why, are the shades released at you now? Why is Guiscard playing his hand against you? Does he think he has a chance? Has he lost control? Messer Dupois, this is in regards to your inquiry into missing mages. I would like to remind you that the duty of seeking out missing mages, if there were any to begin with, would fall to the Templars of Starkhaven, not a minor nobleman from Kirkwall. I would also like to take this opportunity to remind you that the Circle of Magi as a whole does not welcome casual inquiries about the mages in its care. Thank you, First Enchanter Radek.
Why would Guiscard be inquiring about escaped mages from Starkhaven?
I don't think we actually got an answer to that question when I was playing it earlier. Maybe this time we will. I will pretend to be surprised when we won't. Messer Dupois, please accept my humble apologies for recent events. The Templar, Emmerich, has been reprimanded for his wrongful accusations and for arousing suspicions within the city guard that led to the raid on your estate. I will see that he is restrained in future. That he is restrained in future? Not the future.
An apology from Kirkwall's Iron Lady? That must have been a first. Why is he keeping these things around? I thought Guiscard lived alone.
He also plays the lute, and he has a chest for more loot.
Help me, please! He's gone mad!
You're not him. Shit, I know what this looks like, but I didn't hurt her.
I did not hit her. I did not.
So the wild-eyed hysteria is just for show, then?
You don't understand. Someone is after her. I had to keep her safe. I don't know why you're here, but there's a killer out
Bonus points if you know the
He's
film.
playing us both.
Double bonus points if you've actually seen the entire film.
All right. We'll see if you can talk yourself out of this.
20 silver if he says, "It wasn't me, it was the one-armed man."
Several years ago, my sister was murdered. The bastards now...
And that one-armed man is now a fugitive from the law?
It starts with a bouquet of white lilies. He sends them to each new victim. Alessa was going to be next. I took her, so he'd have to come to me. I was finally going to face my sister's killer, but then you showed up.
He's lying! He hurt me!
I've explained this. I need your blood to track you down. If he took you, it was for your protection.
Let go of me!
She'll go straight to the city guard. They'll ruin everything.
Who killed your sister?
A powerful and experienced blood mage. I believe he uses the women for some ritual. His victims are attractive, healthy women with few social ties.
I could report you to the Templars for blood magic.
Yes, I've used blood magic and lyrium to augment my powers. I'm not proud of what I've done, but I had to. He took my sister from me.
Can't you just tell the city guard what you told me?
Yes, can't you?
Why? I don't want him arrested. This isn't about justice. I need to be the one to bleed him dry.
Selfish little shit. How many of you risked by keeping this to yourself?
Isn't that justice? It's not about justice. I just need to stop him for the concept of it.
Emmerich was certain you were the killer.
Of course he was. But I was trying to find the killer just like him. Our paths crossed and he just assumed I was the murderer.
You really did make yourself a target, though. Kidnapping people and all.
I suppose that's fair.
Nice story, but I don't buy it.
No. I've worked too hard. It can't end like this.
Unfortunately, he doesn't stick around. Yep, there he goes. He's already glitched himself out of the room. And thusly, the short chase begins through his home, where we will have to stop him. But in the process, fight a whole bunch of shades, which, if he says he's not the killer, like, why does he have all these demons running around his home? That he summoned. And if he didn't summon, then that must mean that the veil is very thin in his home, and that demons are just crossing over for no particular reason. Is that belt worth anything? Not much. Ah, hello. Thank you all for standing around so that I could just throw that flask and stun you in one fell swoop. Oh, and I'm almost leveled up. I think this quest is going to be the thing that pushes me past that barrier. Why, hello! Oh, I almost forgot. Doggo! I keep forgetting to bring Doggo around. Which, like I keep saying, there's nothing to be lost from summoning the dog. Only to be gained. And yet, I keep forgetting because I think you have to continuously bring him back. No, can I? Yeah. Video game, did you just crash? Did you just crash, video game? Video game just crashed. Alright, back in it. I'm hoping that the crash has not affected the recording of the game. The recording of the footage. I will carry on regardless. Ooh, an abomination. Is the dog out? Yes, he is. Good. And then let's put a mark of death on this abomination. No, why are you walking all the way around to attack him? He's right in front of you, Sirah. Ooh, a desire demon. And the desire demon is gone. faded away, never to be seen again. Can spirits really die? Do they even exist? It's hard to tell. Like, spirits are just kind of a mimicry of the real world in the Fade. But do they have consciousness? Like, do they have... Like, are they an entity of themselves in the way that humans define consciousness? Or are they just an expression of the emotion that they represent? Let's go after you first. Knock you down before you do whatever superpower magic you're thinking. And now go after the abominations, because they are the next most powerful. And the shades, because they are all that's left. Ah, his favorite hat. But last time, I think I also picked up a staff, too. Which, I've got to admit, I've never considered this game the one to also have random loot. But we did level up. Let us raise... Cunning. And we are going to spend a specialization point on Duelist. And for you... You know... Why not? Auto level up. I don't really spend much time playing as that character, so I don't necessarily know what skills are best used for a warrior at this stage anyway. The game more or less controls the warrior whenever I'm playing.
Someone's always trying to take over at night, but someone else will always pay for their removal.
I mean, you hope. Alright, now let us turn in this quest to the gallows. But, oh no! There's going to be something that goes wrong! Who would have expected this other than someone who can see the future? Moira, I need to talk to you and your giant bangs.
That lets him off too easy. Dipped in molten gold and left as a statue in the Viscount's keep.
Ooh, that's poetic.
What are you two talking about?
What to do to Bartrand when I find him?
Any
Turn him into his own golden idol.
Aren't you Hawk? Emmerich left not long ago. He said you'd arranged to meet tonight.
Did I tell him that? I must have completely forgotten.
Don't you remember sending this message?
I didn't send this.
You didn't? Strange.
That's not a good sign.
Well, I don't know. Emmerich's been acting strangely for months. It's probably just a misunderstanding.
Oh yeah, definitely is unrelated to him pursuing something.
I am.
Alright, let's get rid of Gascard's Dubois' favorite hat. And that belt. Do you have a better... This is better. Higher armor. More attack. I mean, it can't look worse than whatever it is I'm wearing right now. With all of its spikiness. I look more like a gladiator.
So many mages are plagued by unrest.
Yeah. It's also kind of like an armor shop in this game is kind of interesting because nobody else in the game can wear armor other than you. Everybody's restricted to their own outfit, so you're only buying for yourself. Yeah, let's grab that. And that, yeah, those are both better. I mean, it looks terrible, but thankfully you can hide it. Do you have any weapons I could use? Now, weapons I can buy for everybody, except for Varric, who only uses Bianca. Which is understandable. That is for Eveline. The 7 deaths, which is 50 per second. That is for me. Let's see. I've one that does. So this raises it to 115. 113. Alright. And then you get to swap out for that weapon. I wasn't even bothering paying attention. 75. Is Fade's Fury... No, Fade's Fury is worse.
More sunshine.
What staff do you have?
We'll pay for her
You know, that actually might be better for you.
promise you.
Hawk this, hawk that. Why does everything fall to me?
Oh, I just realized you could talk to yourself when you're using other characters.
What earth-shattering matter requires my attention this time? What earth-shattering matter requires my attention this time? Hawk this, hawk that. Why does everything fall to me?
I don't know why everything seems to fall to you. Alright, let's see if we can save Emmerich. Spoilers. He's not a particularly interesting character. Oh, and you can't. Get back here, I'm stabbing you! Oh yeah, I now have the glove slap ability. In case I want somebody's attention. And yes, I do admit I have the glove slap song stuck in my head right now. But I don't know the whole song. I don't, like... That's one of the worst things about getting a song stuck in your head. Is when you don't know the whole song, so you only have, like... How am I... And then you've only got that, like, few seconds that you actually know on repeat over and over again. Why, hello, Desire Demon! Oh, dog. Sorry, I forgot about you. Let's see, Anders, you could heal Hawk. Stunned? I'm stunned by that effect.
Messing with us is suicide.
Death by Heroes Squad. Varric! Auto level up. See, that's so much faster. I don't learn anything about the characters that I'm playing as, but it's faster. Nope. Glove slap.
Some mage sent that thing here to kill him. Why would anyone... Oh, Maker. The murders. Emmerich was right. He was getting too close. He suspected a man named Gascard Dupuis. Did he do this?
I killed Gascard.
Then who sent the creature? Whoever did this is a dangerous apostate that Meredith will want found. I will see to it personally.
Well, not just that. That's an interesting way to describe it, that that Meredith will want found. Not a dangerous apostate that's like a threat to the people of Kirkwall. But Meredith. I need to get her approval. Oh, yeah. Do I care about your growth as a character? Not really. If they seem like they're falling apart, I'll take a look at that. And take more control over how my allies are developing. For now, though, we are now past the point where I forgot to record gameplay. So let us go out to the... We don't have to go to the bone pit. Let's go back into the deep roads. Apparently there is a group of dwarves. A group of dwarves. Group is being a little bit kind about it.
You want to be down here. The last time it really didn't end well.
It's more like there are only 2 dwarves down here. And they thought they could make the lot of it. Let's see how far they got. There we go. Varric, you say that a lot, and you're correct every single time.
Blondie, I don't mean to sound critical, but have you considered a new line of work?
Such as?
Pretty much anything. I don't think Renegade Mage has a bright future, or any retirement plan.
Yeah, sitting around Darktown healing people is a good deed, but not a permanent fixture, because eventually they'll find him, and then he'll have to move on. You're basically offering a healthcare plan to people who cannot afford one, but a temporary band-aid at best.
Are you one of Yevon's sons?
Mistress Hawk? Please help me. My brother, Marin. Iwan locked him in with the Darkspawn. He sealed the door, left me here, and bolted for that passage. He's gone mad. All he cares about is that damned sword.
Last time I was here, we picked this place clean. What's your brother looking for?
Iwan called it the Heart Drinker. He says it's the masterwork of an ancient smith from this Tig. He bought a book from one of the Orzammar caravans. It had the location of the sword.
Why do you need so many belts?
Who guard it.
Another greedy dwarf. You think he took lessons from Bartrand?
Maybe, but greed is hardly exclusive to dwarves.
Maybe I should have seen this coming. Iwan has been obsessed with that thing. He wouldn't tell us about the sword, but I never imagined he'd leave us to rot.
This is getting just a little too familiar, isn't it?
Please.
That's what I was saying.
I don't want my brother to be eaten by those monsters.
Get back to the surface. Looks like I have a date with the Darkspawn.
He's on the other side of that wall. You need to find a way to reach him. Please, come tell my father as soon as you have news.
All right. Because even if I got a fancy sword, I would eventually replace it anyway. Like, what good as a special sword in a game where you have weapons that have power levels depending on which area you're in? How do I... Is this the brother I was supposed to save? It's already been so long.
I thought I was done for. Those sodding darkspawn jumped me out of nowhere. Nearly took my arm off. My apologies. You saved my life, and I don't even introduce myself. I'm Iwan.
When I get saved from being eaten, the first thing I worry about is proper etiquette.
The training of a merchant's son, I guess. I take it you met my brother? I am grateful for your timely arrival, but I'm sure Emrys needs your help more. Bull still believes Merrin can be saved. I'll only be a little longer, I'm sure. Then I can catch up and help you retrieve Merrin's body.
Your love for your siblings is heartwarming.
Merrin's dead. Nothing's going to change that. Besides, would I really honor my brother's sacrifice by not finishing what we started? We were after a dwarven weapon, trying to make sure it stayed in dwarven hands.
How incredibly noble of you. The ancestors would be proud.
There has to be other treasure here you can hawk. Leave me to mine.
I can't just leave you alone. The Darkspawn will be back in larger numbers.
No, I've come so far. There are more. So many more than I thought. You know what? Fine. The weapon is yours if you can get to it. This isn't worth my life.
But it was worth your brother's life.
The man who told me about the sword sold me a control rod for a golem that protects it. You want the sword, you need the rod. What do you say? Everything I paid plus 10% for pain and suffering?
Varric, you're up.
Varric will settle on a price with you.
All right, it's yours. Use the rod on the first golem. It should get you past the others.
You seem to be pretty good at negotiating. Was there a way that I could have saved the brother?
Try the rod. Maybe it will do something.
Oh, is this what you mean it'll get you past the others? By fighting them? Oh yeah, I remember wondering about this because, like, we walked down this hallway and there were all these golems who, now that they've actually pronounced the word golem for us, and I was wondering, like, why they were just standing there doing nothing. And I guess the reason is because they were needed for a side quest. And then one more slowly needs to react. I feel like watching the golems slowly activate themselves is like any movie in which there are werewolves. More modern movies than anything. I guess modern as in anything from like Underworld and all that, because the werewolf transformation is often incredibly long. And it's like, okay, what is everybody else doing while they're waiting for the werewolf to transform? Also, I took a lot of damage real quick like. Oh, there's an ogre. Well, let's deal with a lot of these other folk first. Let's have Anders use his aid ability now, so that hopefully it'll come back in full force later. Oh, never mind. There goes the ogre. Excellent. While I was fighting everybody else, the ogre was being slowly destroyed. And my helper companion was just there, just standing there the whole time. Did nothing. What a jerk.
Oh, we're too late. The darkspawn smashed the chest.
Maybe there's still something to salvage in this mess. All set.
Ah, Zoe's battered horde kickers. But it's worse than my current stuff. Lyrium laced bilge hoop. Alright, so I guess Marin is dead. Because I did not know how to save him. Or try. To the family of Marin, he will be missed. Though it would have been nice if I was able to actually just exit the dungeon like, this is one of the nice things about the video game Ratchet and Clank. And that is the way that the level design is done in Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank's level design is often very circular, because it's a game involving planet hopping. You go to a planet, you explore the planet, you get a thing you need, and then you leave and you go to another planet. And you more or less just repeat that as the story progresses. But every time you arrive to a planet, the starting point of a planet might be in one location, and then you'll be meandering around the level, but that finishing point will always end where the level begins. Often leaving Ratchet and Clank's levels in a more circular fashion. Which like, it can be considered repetitive in regards to that manner, but it also means that it's very efficient level design. You're always able to move on to the next thing.
And here I've always looked up to you. What is it now?
There were fistfights in the barracks over who was the model for your guard cereal.
Hard in Hightown. Riveting stuff. Everyone loves a dirty guard on the edge.
Varric.
Fine, I'll start as Big Finish. 3 chapters until Donan Brennakovic retires and opens a tavern on the coast. I sure hope he makes it. He's getting too old for this shit.
Very nice. And Hard in Hightown is an actual book that released. I still haven't read it, though. But it's still kind of funny that that exists. Like, we're getting actual... Like, we're getting fiction to complement the in-world fiction of Dragon Age.
This fell into my hands. Recognize it.
Simple as that? Just a walk and drop? Amazing.
And you got all that armor for nothing. You don't even have to explore the deep roads in order to have said fancy lyrium bilge. All right, let's go tell...
Losing your printing blocks, Varric.
Once more, I am falsely accused of whatever it is I am accused of. Falsely.
Someone swapped the text of my recruitment poster with some filth from the Blooming Rose.
Ooh, that does sound pretty good.
Sure, fill the barracks with whores. But you've also filled the Rose with guards.
It is true what they say. The best comedy comes from tragedy.
Good to see you, Captain.
All right, Yevon. I got 2/3 of your children back.
Did Iwan speak the truth? Were you too late?
He's hiding something. Tell us the truth. What happened to my poor Marin?
Iwan said Marin sealed himself in with the Darkspawn to save his brothers.
Is that how you remember your youngest brother dying?
Yes. It's just how Iwan said. Marin saved us.
If you want me to lie for you, you could have at least offered me a bribe first.
What are you talking about, Messer?
Father, Marin didn't seal himself in with the Darkspawn. Iwan did...
Shut your mouth, Emrys.
No. I'm through listening to you, Iwan. You sealed Marin in with the Darkspawn so you could go after that blighted weapon.
No! You bastard!
Iwan, is this your own brother? Get out of my sight. I'll kill you myself if I see you again.
Father, You cost me my family, Hawk. This isn't over.
I cost you your family. Your bad decision-making cost you your family.
Never going to get this all done in time.
Your desire to sacrifice your brother for gold cost you your family.
Varric! I haven't seen you in ages. When are you...
But it looks like we have mail. Let's go take a look at that.
Welcome home, Messer.
Hawk, I found a lead on our cargo thefts, and I have urgent need of your expertise. Please meet me in Hightown's Market during business hours. Yeah, I've already read it. Thank you. All right, and this person is up top and to the left.
You don't say.
But I can't find any record of you having a cousin, Elmond.
I'll introduce you sometime. He's a little on the shy side.
Varric, he's imaginary.
Which makes him a much better head of the household than I am. He never misses the Merchants Guild meetings for one.
Hubert.
You got my letter.
You've been gone a while. I thought you had things under control.
I told
Oh
you
yeah,
I would
I'm
handle
a
this.
co-owner of his mine.
Now, after a year of raids on our shipments, I finally caught one of the culprits. One of our miners, Sabine, has been leaking information. Do you know him? He claims to be from your hometown in Ferelden. I would like you to get this festering sore to divulge who is behind the thefts. When you are ready, I will bring Sabine to you.
He's from Lothering?
Who is this man?
I would not expect you to recall every piss pot from your past.
That's the problem with being a big fish in a small pond. I could never tell the little fish apart.
Well, he brags to his fellows that he grew up with you in Lothering.
Alright, let's do this.
Sabine back to my place.
Excellent idea. I will get him now. Here is the dung pile I caught leaking next week's shipment schedule. He won't tell me who he's working with. Who else has been screwing me over? Tell me, you ratting mongrel!
No need to get violent just yet.
He can't talk with a mouthful of broken teeth.
Please, Miss Hare, help me. I knew you since you was young and Lothering. I knew your mum's family and your pop. Mike, you got him rest.
Pathetic.
Oh my... Can you please wait outside, sir?
Get me when he's ready to talk.
Thank you, Miss Hare. Us Lothering folk should stick together.
What made you betray your employer?
Before the Blight, my family had a good life in Lothering. Clean home, fertile land, friends. In Kirkwall, we lived in a hovel. People spit on us, and some days we went hungry.
Trust me, things could be worse. Tell me how to stop the next ambush.
As soon as I tell Hubert what he wants to know, he'll kill me or throw me in prison. My life's not worth much, but my family. I only wanted to give my wife and son a better life.
Could you pay Hubert back?
Hubert's first love is gold. You must have some squirreled away.
I'll tuck some coin away for the future. But if it buys me a future out of prison, Hubert can have it.
Have we gotten a location?
This is Lily of the Coterie. Given the importance of stopping the cargo robberies, I have enlisted a consultant.
Consultant? Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Well, Doug, are you ready to bark now?
There's an ambush planned tonight at Dietrich Crossing.
Tonight? That leaves you barely enough time to intercept them. You had best leave immediately.
We'll protect your precious shipment, but make sure you have the coterie's payment. Want me to deal with this runt? Free of charge. I'll drop him in a ditch on our way out.
Yes, take him, with my blessing. I assume my partner will not object?
Sabin will make it right. We made a deal.
Sabine will pay you back if you let him go.
Oh, really? I'm more inclined to beat the coin out of this sheep swallow and then kill him.
He's nothing, Hubert. Take his offer and cut him loose so we can get back to business.
Fine. Get me your ill-gotten coin before I change my mind.
Oh, thank you, Miss Hayes. I know I don't deserve it, but thank you.
We're wasting time. If you find naught but corpses at the ambush, it won't be my fault.
This would still be just exactly as much time as it would have taken to kill him and drop him in a ditch.
It's too late for your boys, but we'll make the rotters pay.
Oh, I didn't realize that we were going to just... teleport there, but yeah, that's fine. I feel like I'm doing these abilities in the wrong order. I probably should be doing Mark of Death, then Pinpoint Strikes, then Backstab, then Explosive Strike, instead of the other way around.
That was almost too easy. Wait. I recognize that lout.
He's wearing full armor. How?
He's in the coterie. One of that damned fool Brekka's men.
Tell me about this man.
He operates out of the south side. Always had more balls than sense. His lackeys are loyal. Brekka must be involved.
So your organization is behind this?
We got explicit orders not to. Hubert's been good on his payments. If Brekka ordered this, the rest of his life will be very short and painful.
Let's pay Brekka a social call. We've got a lot to talk about.
I've got to be sure first. I know who to lean on to get answers. Find me in the Undercity.
Persuasion. Ooh, and a new dagger. It's better than one of my old ones. And I think this is where I'm going to stop for the night. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.